Hi loves, welcome back. What a week, what a week, what a day, what a day. What a life. Honestly, it's been a bit of an overwhelming one, but we're here. I've literally had to pour myself a glass of wine to record. Best believe I need it. But yeah, welcome back. It's July. It's the first episode of July, which is very exciting. It's my birthday month, which I am still very excited for, although I haven't got any plans yet. Well, I've got a couple of like at-home plans. I'm going to do a little staycation in West Wales with the family because we all got birthdays in July, really close together, so that's nice. But my actual birthday this year is on a Friday. It's perfect. Friday night. It's Friday then. Saturday, Sunday. Turning the grand old age of 33. It should be a big one. My only friend that's available to travel has just got herself a dog. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm clearly in a very different stage of my life to you. So it's gone from, yeah, where do you want to go? Let's go to my birthday, to, let me just double check, I can sort out the dog. And I'm like, oh shit, like adulting is happening. That's a motorbike outside. Sorry if you can hear that once again. As I've said every last few episodes, I simply have to keep the door open when I'm recording. And I don't know what it is about this place. I feel like when I'm out walking, I never see a motorbike. As soon as I click record on this machine, best believe the bloody Harley Richardsons, or whatever they're called, Harley Davidsons. I don't know why I try and reference things. I honestly don't know the names. The biker crew's outside, that's all I'm saying. Anyway, it's July, and yeah, I'm in very different stages of my life, clearly. Do you know what? For my age, right, I understand that lots of people are in that situation where their friends have got kids and stuff. But for me, my friends in London are all either single or they're in relationships, but they'll still come on holidays, they'll still come out. Like, none of them are married or settled down as such, you know. So I've got like loads of freedom in London. And then even my friends back home, they've got kids, but they know where their baby daddy is, so obviously they still get like free time on weekends or every other weekend, wherever. They got families that are close and they help out, so they like literal cool moms, and the kids are a little bit older. So this is the first time that I've been faced with an issue of potentially not having my friend be able to come on holiday with me for my birthday. So look, I won't bore you with it. It's only the beginning of July. I've got all month to sort it out, and I'm feeling just a little bit unhinged enough that I might make me emotional if I keep talking about it. So let's veer off that. What have I got to catch you up on? Went out on the weekend. You know what I got called? A sheep shagger. I haven't been called a sheep shagger since I was in school. Ironically, I went to the Welsh school, and people in the English school used to call the Welsh school sheep shaggers, which makes absolutely no sense because we were all from Wales. But I haven't been called it for about 20 years plus. And I went out the other weekend, and these guys were like giving shit banter, football banter. I couldn't care for it. Wales not in the Euros, I'm over it. I understand, I don't care for it. Anyway, bit of banter, whatever. As I'm leaving, I'm heading out the door, he just shouts at me, "Bye, sheep shagger." And I was like, get a new joke. Come on now, we're past that. It was never funny at this. Well, maybe it was funny when it first came out. The first person that heard that might have had a bit of a giggle. But we've moved past it now. I need some fresh Welsh jokes because, come on. So yeah, that was it. Also, the same night, weirdly, now I look back, it was a very random night. Went out to a bar, and they had a cardboard cutout. So I assumed it was like, I can't remember if it was a group of guys or a group of girls. It seemed mixed, but I thought like it was a birthday, or, you know, if they're on like some sort of hen or stag. I turned and I was like, oh my God, the cardboard cutout looks like Clay Baldwin. Oh, it was Clay Baldwin, life size. Brought it around for us later, this girl did, made us have pictures with it. She tried to take a photo of us with it. It ended up being a video that none of us asked for, but she was like, I have a picture with it on my phone. I was like, handed my phone over to her, like, okay. Life-size cut out of Clay Baldwin. So yeah, it was a bit of a random night, really. Kind of tells you what the crowd was. Although funny to have a cardboard cutout of Clay Baldwin, I think is it's just so random that it's funny. And yeah, funnier than being called sheep shagger, for sure. Okay, let's go straight into this week's story. I got married at 17 to my first love, but as expected, it didn't work out, and by 25, I was divorced. I went on to remarry and have 2 children, and then 5 years later, I get a knock at the door. It's the FBI. That's never a good sign, is it? They let me know that my first husband was a serial killer who murdered 3 girls, one of which while we were still married. As he got arrested, more and more cases came to light, and I discovered he had also been murdering people before we were married and throughout the entire marriage. Can you deal with that? There's so much to unpack here, because firstly, you're married to a psychopath. That's the first thing. The first thing I'd be like, how on earth have I been able to be with this man? I mean, men lie all the time, don't they? And women, to be fair, so it shouldn't come as that shock. But to kill someone, if you can kill someone and go back to your marital home and tuck yourself back into bed with your wife, you are a psychopath. I'm sorry, you've got multiple personalities. So firstly, obviously, you're looking back at the whole marriage, wondering how you could have not noticed. Do you know what? It's low-key the same. Obviously much worse and scarier. But it's low-key the same type of thing as if, like, you found out your husband's had affairs or multiple affairs. I reckon you, like, look back the whole thing and you're like, how did I see it? It's the same thing as how has somebody gone out and, like, lived a different life and then come home to you and is lying next to you in bed. But the killing, like, even the logistics of it, like, how was he doing it? Where was he cleaning himself up? Was he coming home with bloodstains on him? And I'm assuming he was also sleeping with them as well, because, yeah, sickening. And then wouldn't part of you still feel like, wow, he must have really loved me to not kill me? I don't know if it's my ego, but there'd be a big part of me that'd be thinking, as awful as this man was, he must have still had a lot of love for me, because he obviously never wanted to see me hurt. Even when they divorced, like, so many people, sadly, are in abusive relationships, and when they go to leave, they get killed. Do you know, oh my God, I saw the most horrendous TikTok the other day. It's actually an old story, but I can't remember in the news, but you've probably heard it. It was in the UK. This woman was married to her husband, and he was really abusive for years, and she left him. I think he was on drugs, like he was a drug addict, alcohol. Anyway, he was starting to get his life round a little bit, but he found out that she had started to see somebody else, and the TikTok I saw was her 999 call, like completely frantic, because he'd showed up in the garden with her and her mother. So she's running and ringing and saying, oh my God, he's going to kill me, my ex-husband's here, he's going to kill me, he's going to kill me. And she looks, and obviously there's like a big, like, fuss. He came to the garden and he poured petrol over the woman's mother, so his ex-mother-in-law, and he set her alight, and then he set himself on fire, and they both died. He died straight away and she died a few days later. Oh my God, absolutely horrendous. And to hear her actually on the 999 call was actually scarring. So, yeah, back to the point, like, usually, especially if you go to leave somebody, like somebody with a violent tendency, that's when they really kick off. But she managed to be with him, be loved, escape him, remarry and have kids, and he never murdered her. That would fuck with my head, Lord, sorry to swear, but I would be like, did he just really love me? Or was I just very, very lucky? I don't know. That's giving therapy, because I really don't know how you get through that. It's bad enough for people having to get through after, you know, abusive relationships and all the rest of it. Yeah, I've seen a few of them on TikTok this week. Oh yeah, be safe out there, ladies. Unfortunately, I have to say ladies, I can't. I mean, men need to stay safe as well, but it's the same as, like, when I go out, if it's late at night and there's a girl walking behind me, I'm not going to be really scared. I might still be aware of it, but I'm thinking of my chances. But if there's a man walking behind me, it's completely different. And, you know, a guy, yeah, you've got to stay safe against other guys, like, lest we forget Jeffrey Dahmer, but ultimately, it's the same thing, like, you don't fear them as much. Anyway, we're not going to go into it, because that's not what we're here for. Let me tell you, I did an F45 class the other day for the first time. Will it be my last? I don't know. It was intense. Now, you know I've been Reformer Pilates girly. Love it. Good for the mental health, but also a really good workout. But also I just love the whole experience of Reformer Pilates. I go on a Saturday, I meet my friend, we do this exercise. It's really good. I can tell it's really worked. The last one I did was the hardest one yet. It was so hard. But it's not hit to anything, so it's still nice. And it just feels nice. And then me and my friend go for a little smoothie after and we catch up. And just the whole experience is delightful. Well, I went for F45 by myself. I went there purely to work out. And everyone was there to work out. But it kind of felt like a little crew. I don't know. As soon as I went in, everyone was super friendly. I was like, is it your first time? And it was just a really nice environment. The coaches were lovely. Like really get to know your name, and then like they shouting out your name as you're going, come on Sadie, like doing good. Like I love a bit of that. Well, to be fair, I don't usually. I like to be left alone and head down. But in this environment, because everyone was the same, it was nice. And let me tell you, there was not one person there that wasn't struggling, and that's what I liked about it. Sometimes you go to a class and there's always that one clearly elite fitness person that's like 10 times better than you, makes you feel shit, can do it all easily whilst you were dying. No, F45, everyone there was soaking wet with sweat. I went on one of the hottest days of the year, by the way. Everyone there was struggling, and there's almost like some comfort in that. It makes you feel less shit. It makes you feel like it's normal for you to be hurting. Guys, my inner thighs are still not okay. If you'd seen me the next day and the day after, like going to the toilet and walking so slow, the legs took a battering. The coaches don't give you a break there though. Literally, I was going to do the weights, and I haven't done like weighted exercises or anything like that for a long time, so I was going for the lower ones. The trainer came up to me, she was like, no, you go higher, you can do higher. Can I, Denise? Can I go higher? Yeah, she made me do it. The girl behind was a regular. She literally was like, no, put those down, like you need higher. Like she really pushed us all. And then even when we finished, she was like, we're not done yet, we're going to do a lap outside. And I was like, again, Denise, am I going to do it? I literally, it was light outside, we did a lap. I came back inside and they dimmed the lights. I thought my vision was gone. I thought my vision had been impaired from the workout. It was that hard, honestly. I was like, oh my God, I'm going blind. And then it was like, okay, no, they've dimmed the lights for the warm down. Honestly, there's a skipping station. And I was like, okay, great. Skipping is my bag. I love skipping. I used to be a skipper borderline when I was younger. So I went in probably too hard. And I was like a professional. I literally thought I was going to throw up after, and I'm not exaggerating. I was genuinely worried. As soon as I stopped, I was just like deep regret. I was like, why did I just do that? Literally, I had to go to the next station to do weights. I was like, I'm actually going to vomit on the floor of this 45 class. It was hard. Like, I know why people rave about it now. I don't know if they've got them anywhere else. Sorry if there's any, like, non-London listeners. But, yeah, it was good. I do feel like when you do a good workout, what's the saying? No one ever regrets a workout. It always makes you feel good about yourself. So, there was that. Although I did leave, and she was like, will we see you again? And I was like, I don't know. Janice, I don't know. I don't need to buy new workout clothes. So, if summer is here to stay, I need to get myself some exercise shorts, because I wore like wide leg shorts, I would say. They weren't really exercise shorts. And I kind of realised as soon as I got there and we started stretching that it was a mistake, because one wrong look and you'd see straight through them, straight into my vajayjay. I was thinking, I hope there's like not a pervert here behind me that is going to see my literal vagina. Like it was a bit of an issue actually. Mostly when we did the warm down, we went outside, and you know what it's like when you do stretches, like warm down stretches. I couldn't do any of them because I was worried I was going to get done for indecent exposure. So maybe that's why I'm aching so much actually, because I genuinely couldn't do the stretches because I was worried that you were going to see my clitoris. So So yeah, need to try and sort myself out next time if I ever have the balls to go back. So I went out on the weekend with my friend, and her friend is going through something, and honestly, my friend told me the story and I started to well up, like, in the bar, and my friend was literally like, you cannot cry, like, she wasn't crying, so why are you crying? And I was like, it is actually too far, but it stuck with me, so I've got to share it with you. She has been in a relationship for 10 years, and they got married last year, so they've been together this whole time, got married last year, and they're getting divorced, which to me is so wild, because you've been together all that time. How could a marriage really change anything? I don't know the full details, but it's kind of one of those things, I don't know, I guess it just wasn't working, or I don't know. But I would have just thought after 10 years with somebody, you're a bit locked in, and a marriage is not going to change it. But 1 year after the wedding, they split up, which I just think is... So I think that's more traumatising, to split up after you get married, because then you've just had the wedding, you spent all the money, you've had all the people there, you've got all the photos, you've got like all these special memories, and you're breaking up after that. I just think it's so much harder. Anyway, what made me sad was that they were on a night out and she was a little bit drunk, and my friend said that, like, she hadn't really spoken to her about it much before. She asked my friend, like, do you think anyone's going to fancy me? Like, it's been 10 years, obviously, where she hasn't been on the pole. Do you think anyone's going to fancy me? And I just found that the saddest thing. I find it such a sad thought, how you can be, because you've been with somebody for so long and you're so used to just them fancying you and maybe not caring if other people fancying you. So you've never had to think about anything really, how you look. I mean, not everyone can relate to that, because I know some people still like attention when they go out wherever, but she obviously didn't. And I just hated that from that one breakup, she now, like, looks at herself and thinks that maybe she's not attractive to other people. It honestly... it makes me really emotional. I just think it's so sad. And I'm like, do guys think that as well? I don't know. But yeah, it just made me really sad for her. That's it, guys. That's it. I just wanted to share with you. I've got no elaboration on the story, other than it just makes me sad. And I hope that people don't think like that when they go through breakups. Although, when I went out another time, the gal's been out this week. Although, can I say... what is it with me on weeknights out? Because the weekend I'm talking about that I got upset, I went out early, to be fair, so I was out for a very long time. I was home before 12 though, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it was before 12 easily. Or wherever, maybe midnight. I go out on a weeknight, on a Tuesday no less, the other day, I get in at 2 a.m. Where is the logic? It's like every time I say to myself I'm going to go out and not get drunk, that's the night I get drunk and I'm home late and I've got to be in the office next day. The days that I've got no plans the next day, I can fully allow myself to get drunk. Doesn't happen. Don't come home late. Don't even get tipsy. Like, what is it? Yeah, but anyway, I was with my friend who's younger than me. She is 27, I think. And these guys were asking us how old we were. And I don't care that I'm 32. I'll say it on this podcast, I say it all day long. I've got no shame in being 32 at all. None whatsoever. But when you're with a group of young people and you're the oldest, oh, it hits different. It really hits different. It's like, how old are you? 25, 26, 27. I'm like, 32? 32? I think, to be fair, I could lie. No one's going to pull me up on it. And if they said I looked older, I'd be like, F you. Like, no, I'm 27. Like, I could lie, but also, like I said, I haven't got enough shame in my age to lie. But it just hits different. I felt like the girl in, is it in This Is 40, where she's like, am I too old to be here? Am I too old to be here? Am I harder than these other bitches? I literally felt like borderline an OAP. Yeah, it's interesting. I think moral of the story is what I'm trying to get at. It's like, John, think it's important to not lose yourself, because then if you find yourself single, I mean, easier said than done, because I've never been in a 10-year relationship. So yeah, I imagine if you come out of a long relationship like that, you're kind of like, shit, who am I? Even I feel like that sometimes now. Like I said on the episode that I spoke about it, suddenly you're like by yourself more and you've got all this time. So you really like reevaluate who you are and what you're spending the time on and stuff. So yeah, they are like a massive thing to go through. So yeah, one of the things I have done actually by myself, and you'll be proud of me because if you've been listening this whole time, last year I made an episode about doing things yourself, like going out literally and eating by yourself, or going and doing whatever things by yourself. And I said like I've never done that before. But last weekend, I purposely made no plans because I really wanted a weekend of like quietness. I'd been really busy and I wanted to have like a productive week. But I took myself to cinema. I literally didn't ask anybody to come with me. I literally just took myself. Went to watch Inside Out 2, which was amazing. Absolutely loved it. It was so, so good. Like easily my favourite Disney sequel. Because usually with sequels are not as good, are they? But this one was amazing. Like just as good as the first one. And I went by myself. I literally, by the way, though, was running late, obviously. So I had to make myself food. So I made myself a veggie burger. And I thought, I'm just going to take it and I'll eat it in the cinema. By the time I got to the cinema, I was petrified. What is it about taking your own food and drink into the cinema that feels like a crime? I was so frightened that I inhaled my burger outside the cinema. Because I was like, God forbid they check my bag. If they stop me and check my bag and find a hot burger in a packed lunchbox, apart from the fact I wouldn't be allowed in, I'd also have to remove myself of embarrassment. Like I was taking a homemade veggie burger in between 2 slices of bread, because I didn't have burger buns, I didn't have rolls. 2 slices of bread in a packed lunchbox with tomato ketchup. The embarrassment would have been enough for me. So I was like, I absolutely can't. So I just inhaled this burger before I went in. I did take a Starbucks matcha in with me. And the whole time I was thinking, they're going to stop me. I'm going to get a tap on the shoulder. No, I think you actually are allowed to take your own food and drink in. I was actually Googling it as I was walking. I was like trying to get the rules. I think they don't allow alcohol, your own alcohol, and they don't allow hot food. Everything else is fine. But it did feel criminal. I felt very naughty. So yeah, I did get out of my comfort zone and I actually thoroughly enjoyed it. I had such a nice night. So I definitely recommend doing that. And again, even like if you're with someone, like I definitely could have waited and asked a friend or something to come with me. But I still just felt like I'm by myself today. I've got no plans. I kind of wanted to do it. I wanted to go by myself. And I booked myself on the bougie chairs, like the recliners. And I had a lovely time, so I feel proud of myself for actually doing it. So yeah, that's it, guys. My friend has just messaged me, and she's coming to stay for the weekend. My bestie from San Diego, like my friend that I went to America to see at the beginning of the year. She's coming this weekend, so yeah, we're going to the BST festival to see SZA, and it's Pride, and we're going to go out, and I'm probably going to have like multiple more glasses of wine. And yeah, I'm excited, so I'm going to wrap it up. Please, if you've got any stories, will you please send them to Sadie@lovewhatluck.com. Your nice love stories, your shit show stories, anything you've got, send it so that we can share. And please remember to subscribe if you're watching on YouTube, or follow if you're listening on Spotify. And yeah, help a gal out. Come follow me on Instagram @Sadie Maltby, @lovewhatluck, etc, etc. You know the drill. Just come and help a gal out. And thank you so much for listening and watching, and I'll speak to you next week.